The work in progress bunches for the new Clash Royale season in October are finally out. In today's Clash Royale video, it's my job to show you all the change which might come to Clash Royale. It's your job to show me your opinion in the comment section. What do you guys think about the change? What is good? What is bad? And also make sure to subscribe and leave a fat like on this video. So guys, we're gonna start with the first card. This is like a really small interaction change. Currently the bomber has, or it does, 230 area damage on tournament standard. After the change will be just 225 for obvious reasons, because I feel like the main really weird thing about bomber is like the spirit interaction. It's not able to kill the heal spirit, but every other spirit dies. But now the bomber actually after the update won't be able to kill spirits anymore. As I said, it's work in progress, so that's what I plan to do, but it's your job in the comment section to actually show you your opinion, and then I can give feedback directly to Supercell. Supercell is saying about that Bomber's last buff may destroy Barbarians in 3 hits and Spirits in 1 hit. We particularly reverting the last buff to preserve the Barbarian interaction, but remove the Spirit interaction to prevent Spirits from getting randomly sniped by both evolved and non-evolved Bomber attacks. I think it's a really good change. Bomber is really solid right now. I don't really think it kills the card, but I think like with the Spirit interaction kind of like making that like more consistent, and like now like every Spirit is gonna be able to kind of counter with the tower together. I think this is a really good change. Next up, we got, in my opinion, one of the most annoying cards in Clash Royale history, the Goblin Demolisher, bro. It always connects the tower. It was way more broken when it came out, but they actually decided to nerf it again. It means the lifetime after 50% HP minus 30%. This is actually really big. This means like it dies way quicker. So that's really good. The fuses on Goblin Demolisher Dynamites were too long, and they're getting a trim to make his charge easier to throw out after reaching 50% hit points. This is really good. Yeah, it's easier to counter now. It doesn't get always on tower, and I think like still the defensive value. This defensive value is still good. Might be even better now when it dies quicker to get like on mean hordes or something. But I think it's a really good change. I hate Goblin Demolisher, guys. Next up, we got one of the most broken cards in Clash history. When released, everybody thought, okay, this card isn't that good, but it's actually so broken. So they're actually nerfing really interesting interaction. As you guys can see, or like as you guys know most likely, the Void does different damage like to different troops he hits, or like how many troops he hits, right? As you guys know, when it hits like just 1 troop, it does the maximum damage. Does way more damage when he hits like 4 troops, like a skeleton army, or like even up to 5. So they're going to change the damage, but just if you hit like 1 target, so just as Electro Dragon, just an Executioner. Unfortunately, I don't have the Death build yet, so I don't know the exact interaction which are going to change, but it means minus 32%. So currently it does 470 damage on 1 target, but after the update will be 320. So that's a really huge change. And what Supercell is saying about that, Void is still too effective at getting possible trades against 5 cost range troops and buildings. Void will be less effective against these cards and require additional support to defeat them. I think that's good. I don't want to have a Void meta again, but I think it's so annoying against Lava and so on. I just want to see like a normal classic Lava and Fireball again, Giant Fireball, Giant Poison. I just dislike Void, and also for Free Elixir, it just feels too broken in my opinion. But I think it's a really good change. Next up, we got the Evolution Packer. Evolution Packer might be a bit too broken. We all know that, man. It's just like, bro, this card is so good. So currently it heals per death 471. After the change, it will be just 413. This is like a minus 12% like heal boost, which I think can be massive in some situations. And what is Supercell saying about that? I mean, it's pretty obvious. It might be one of the best cards in the entire game. It is one of the best cards in the entire game. I don't know if it's like the best. I pushed up yesterday from top 315 in the world to top 10 in the world with like 3 losses, because Packer's cycle was just so broken. There are too many situations where Wolfpack can narrowly break through these significant defenses. And yeah, this is like the main thing, bro. I'm always thinking, okay, I lose this matchup. He has like a Phantom, is everything. But then like once the Evolution Packer is like not dying to anything. So I was saying previous balance patch did not work, and it was nearly impossible to push through evolved. What am I saying there? That was the wrong line. So there are too many situations where evolved Packer can only break through significant defense. We're aiming to cut down all those tight situations with this nerf, and we're aiming to address the popular competitive Packer decks with nerfs to other cards such as Void and Evolved Wizard. Which we're getting later on. So this is a really good thing. I mean, Void also gets nerfed. This means, okay, in the it also kind of nerfed to Packer decks, and also the same goes like to Evolution Wizard, which we're gonna talk later about. But I still think, I don't know if it's gonna be enough, bro. I still think it's a broken card. Minus 12% looks big, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it. Does the Evolution Packer need a bigger nerf? It does, right? Next up, we got the Evolution Tesla, and that's like a really small, I mean, not a really small, a really simple nerf, but a really big nerf. They're actually removing the shockwave when destroyed. So, as you guys know, I think at the start when the game actually popped, I don't know. Did it just like, I think it just had the shockwave every time it came out actually, right? And then they kind of reworked it, and then also had a shockwave when it died. And this is just like, it felt so broken, but now they're actually removing it. So this is a really big thing. I mean, this makes Evolution Testla way worse, but they're also kind of at the same time changing the Testla card. So they're also changing the Testla card itself, which I'm kind of scared about, bro. Because I still think Evolution Testla will be still good, especially in decks where you don't really play second evolution. I still think exports to go to evolution choice is the hit speed, bro. And this is just like a thing which I'm always kind of scared about, like hit speed and stuff like this. Currently, it's like hit speed 1.2 seconds. It will be 1.1 seconds. And I feel like this is always the change in the past when you're playing Clash Royale for quite some long and you kind of always following this balance is like the hit speed was something which made Testla quickly broken to quickly dead. There was a time Testla was dead because they changed hit speed, but then they made it like better and now it's like broken again. So I am not 1% sure if that's the right change. I think the Evolution Testla thing is good, but I don't think the Testla hit speed is the right thing to go on. Maybe like add a bit more damage, or maybe just leave it, bro. Maybe just leave it. Maybe we don't need a Testla buff itself just because we're nerfing the Evolution. Maybe just the other buildings, because like Tesla's to go to a building, there's like no bomb or like really last bomb tower and Inferno Tower in the matter. So Subasa is saying about the experiment of giving Evolved Testla additional shockwave on previous balance pages did not work. It was nearly impossible to push through Evolved Testla. We were removing the additional guaranteed shockwave by reverting one of the previous non-evolved Testla nerfs. Yeah, I am not sure about that. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm a Testla hater. If you're an Expo player, you're a Testla lover, but I still think it's, I don't know. I don't like a Testla buff, bro. Next up, we got the Evolved Wizard, and I'm not really too sure if the nerf is gonna do a lot. They're not gonna nerf the damage, not the HP, not, I don't know, hit speed or so on. They're just gonna nerf the shield knockback. So basically, when a troop, like, you play a troop, like Evolved Wizard into Barbarians, they're not gonna get pushback or knockback that much anymore. It's actually a pretty huge change, minus 25%. As I said, Subasa didn't give us the build, the Darth build yet, so I can't really show you guys that, which is a bit unfortunate. But so it means, okay, troops don't really get pushback that much. I still think, I mean, I still think Evolved Wizard will be broken. I know, let me know what you guys think about that. I don't really think it's gonna change too much, because you're just playing like, and where I feel like in my experience, like, of course sometimes you do that, but most of the time you play like mainly on defense. And to just kill troops immediately, like puppies, minion hordes, and so on. The knockback is not really too important. So Evolved Wizard remains one of the strongest evolutions in the game. We're nerfing the extreme knockback when the shield is destroyed to turn down its power and make the battle less chaotic. The large knockback was sometimes unpredictable, especially in double and triple stages with many troops on both sides. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's a nerf, of course. I mean, it's a nerf. But I don't really think it's matter too much. It's just like too situational. I think like the key card, the main card of Evolved Wizard is still breaking the game. Yeah, finally they listen, guys. We got the Cannoneer nerf, and Cannoneer, bro. Ah, man, I hate Cannoneer, bro. I just hate Cannoneer. And they're actually nerfing one of the biggest things in Clash. I'm always saying, in my opinion, Elixir is the biggest thing, and then the first hit speed, bro. First hit speed killed so many troops, and they're actually saying it. First hit speed, 33%. So it actually like targets way like slower, right? Like not that quick anymore. So actually this is changing a ton of their actions. So Cannoneer is a bit too versatile as a counter cycle cards like Wall Breakers. This is actually what I'm saying, right? It's really solid against some cycle cards, pressure cards. But it's also pretty good, or like mainly good against beatdown. While also dealing more damage per second against high HP troops. We are nerfing at first hit speed players who need to defend against wall breakers while still keeping the 10 strength of doing more overall damage per second. This is finally the change I wanted. Finally, wall breakers are connecting, bro. Wall breakers are that card in Clash Royale, right? But now they're connected to tower again. Bro, it's Christmas already, man. Good change. That's a good change. Okay, guys, next up, we got the Goblin Curse, one of the most dead cards in the entire game, and I'm really happy about that. So, they're actually nerfing a really small thing. Currently, we have the damage per second at 25. On tournament stand, it will be to 30. So, Goblin Curse low damage made it intuitive to use against even the weakest troops like Skeletons, Bats, and Speargums. This damage buff will have it destroy these troops a full second faster. So, they're dying quicker. Might change a bit. It seems like a really small change. I mean, it's like 20%. So, like, a percentage number, it's big, right? But it's like a 5 HP. And like killing a skeleton, bats, goblins a bit quicker. Like Speargums, better to say. Might be a good change. Maybe it will be like underweight and played in some decks. I mean, I'm scared, man. I'm scared of like predicting Goblin Curse because it's like such a random card. A simple buff for the Goblin Machine, but I don't know if it's gonna change too much. Currently, as you guys can see here on Tournament Standard, 2196 HP. Actually, they were gonna buff it with like 5%, so it's gonna have like 2304 HP after the new Clash Royale balance change update. At least that's what I'm planning to do. Despite firing rockets more often from the last balance update, Goblin Machine needs more HP to fire multiple rockets consistently. I mean, Goblin Machine is so shit, bro. Like, you guys played the Mirror Tournament? I did, on a ton of accounts, and every time I Gold Machine Mirror, it was like, bro, this card sucks. This card sucks. Sometimes, like, random, the rockets are killing bomb and so on, which is cool, but the HP, like, I think it's a good change. I still don't think it will be viable at all, man. It costs 5 elixir, it don't really fit so well on the matter. Next up, we got this Skeleton Barrel, and the Skeleton Barrel is an interesting card, bro. I feel like there was always a card which people thought, okay, maybe it gets an evolution soon, or maybe I just thought it because it's like so dead. So they're actually dealing a bit more death damage. So currently has 133 on Tournament Standard, it will have 145, so actually it's a bit more worth it to get on tower. Like just to chip away, right? When your opponent's gonna lock, you get a bit more chip damage on a tower. So we are buffing Skeleton Barrel's death damage to make it incremental to counter damage through a battle more worthwhile in the face of cheap counters such as 2 elixir spells and 1 elixir spirits. Yeah, so it kind of means, okay, right, you're able to chip way more on towers, even though opponent has like lock and so on. So just the chip damage is a bit bigger. I think it's pretty nice. I don't really think it's gonna change much, but if you're like a Skeleton Barrel player, you can actually celebrate a bit more tower damage in the next update. Next up, we got the Suspicious Bush. So the Suspicious Bush is an interesting card because I don't think it's bad. I don't really think it's a bad card, bro. Every time I'm playing, I have fun with it. I don't really think it's that bad, but I don't know, bro. So the card is, I don't know, the card is such a weird concept, bro. But they're gonna change the speed of the bush to like 33% faster. So Bush Goblin stopped skipping lag day and now can carry the Suspicious Bush without being slowed down. This buff aims to make the Suspicious Bush speed consistent with the Bush Goblins and make the card more effective at reaching its target. Okay, so they're actually gonna buff it. So this is a really, really cool thing, I would say. Yeah, as I said, I don't have the death build yet. I want to see how fast it really is, but I think it's a really cool change. Maybe it's going to see a bit more often in the next Clash Royale meta. I mean, I like the card personally. I like the card. And also maybe with like the Kenya being a bit weaker. And I think Kenya is the best troop against it. Maybe it means like Suspicious Bush might be in the meta. Next up, we got the Evolution Goblin Cage. Honestly, this is not going to change anything. So it's a buff, yeah. Capture, damage per second, 10% faster. This means actually the damage in the cage when the Goblin is going to pull stuff is going to be a bit like heavier, a bit bigger. Like he does a bit more damage. So we are having the Evolved Goblin Cage. Deal damage once per second instead of every 1.1 seconds. This buff will make it more consistent with other spells to deal damage once per second. Have it more consistently deal damage before being destroyed as spell by other troops. And it's an overall damage buff, of course. Because the target's faster, it's a bit more damage. But bro, I don't really think that's the main problem. I just feel like the problem with Goblin Cage is just like it pulls troops. Like Royal Giant, at example. And then just like closer to troops. I would say it would be better that he's like kind of pushing troops back wards a bit. Or like they're coming out of another angle out of the cage. Something like that I think would be the optimal stuff. That's also what I taught Supercell already. Because when you're like pulling a Royal Giant, the Royal Giant gets like... You're pulling it from there when there's the tower. And it just like gets closer to the tower. And I don't really think that's not what you want, bro. That's not what you want, man. It doesn't die and the opponent's gonna fireball the cage. Especially if it's the evolved Royal Giant, it's immediately on the tower just like pushbacking the cage every time. So, I don't know. That's just like... That's just like my standpoint, so I really don't think it's going to change too much. Next up, we also got the Evolution Zap. I'm just going to put it here on the Evolved thing to just kind of showcase it a bit better. So, second Zap now deals full damage. So, what does this mean? Evolved Zaps 3 stuns were too strong at controlling a large area of the battle for only 2 elixir. We're cutting the number of Zaps to 2. But the second Zap will do full damage and the spell will take less time to deal its total damage. Okay, they removed the third Zap. And the second Zap does now full damage. I don't know if that's a big... Is it like... I mean... Right? Like, it's not going to be staying that long anymore on the map. So you can't really play anything into that. But is it really a big nerf, bro? I mean, it's a rework. Supercell said it's a rework. But I don't know if it's going to make the card way weaker. I'm thinking about scenarios, bro. Of course, like, some scenarios when opponents, like, have a big push. You kind of want to have the zap. Like, at example, against, like, Skeleton King and so on. Of course, the third Zap is really helping. But sometimes it's better to have like the quicker Zap out to kill troops immediately. So this is interesting. What's your standpoint? You think it's a buff for Evolution Zap or a nerf? And it's the last change, it's the last rework we got, the Evolution Goblin. And you guys know, every time we have a Goblin Drill in our like list where I'm like telling you guys like balance changes, it's always complicated as fuck. And I don't even know what's up, bro. And like, it's hard for me to explain. Once again, the same thing. Remove damage and knockback from third and third spawns. Okay, so no damage and no knockback from the second and third spawns. Added deploy time to Goblin spawn from submerge. Added Goblin spawn to second submerge. Bro, do you have to study to like understand that? Okay, what Supercell is actually saying is, with the last update, we have made multiple improvements to evolve Goblin Jewels. With these improvements, we are able to rework in line with the community's request to having it not deal damage and knockback when it remerges, and have the goblins that spawn from submerging have a deploy time consistent with the goblins that spawn when Goblin Jewel is destroyed. Okay. So actually, I feel like the damage and the knockback is pretty nice all the time. So I think it will be, like, overall, I think it will be way easier to counter even the added Goblin spawn to the second. I think overall it will be I think this will be enough. I'm pretty sure this will be enough for that. Yeah. These will address some key problems with the cards, so we're adding back an extra Goblin to make it more consistent design. Yeah, I think it honestly will be enough. So these are all the balance changes, the work in progress balance changes for new October season 2024 in Clash Royale. Now it's your job to write down in the comment section which cards you think are like good enough, goodly buffed, bad, whatever, and what you guys want to see. Which cards they missed, which cards they failed on. I think honestly the balance changes are pretty solid compared to other ones I already like saw in my life. So I want to know your opinion now in the comment section, and I'm gonna be out. Thanks for watching. I'm excited to see your comments, and I hope some of you guys are happy, but most of you guys maybe not. Let's see. Gonna be out. Thanks for watching. Use Critical Mode in the shop. Check out my Twitter for a free pass royale. I'm gonna be out. Love you guys. Goodbye.